Welcome to Cooking with Parker. Today we're going to be making 3 Mexican chip dips, starting with a simple homemade fresh salsa, a guacamole with a little bit more going on, and then an elegant queso. So I'm going to show you kind of step by step how I make these so you can try to do them at home. Hope you enjoy, share them with your friends, and let's get going.
First up is our nice salsa. So to start, we're going to juice a couple lemons and limes. I like to cut them in half and use a lemon squeezer. Also use your hands, or there's all sorts of tools to get the juice out of limes and lemons. A little finesse there, but just nice fresh lemon lime juice will really help the salsa's final product. Next, we're going to dice up an onion. Just give a rough dice, help it go in the blender easier later. I like to go back and cut the root end as well. Just use all the onions so you don't have any waste. Take the jalapeno, just cut it in half, get rid of the seeds and the pith. That's where a lot of the bitterness and spiciness will come from. Just kind of mellow it out by removing that. 2 cloves of garlic, we're just going to crush them and remove the skin. Nice and simple. Now to the fun part, we're going to throw everything in the blender. Start with our lime juice, lemon juice, onions that we chopped up, 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes. You can use whatever variety you prefer. Throw in half a jalapeno, chili powder, cumin, and a few cloves of garlic, more than the 2 I showed earlier. About 1 cup of cilantro, just kind of rip the roots off. A little bit more, just finish it off. Blend that all up till it's nice and smooth. Here's my secret ingredient this time, called Tajin. Just a Mexican spice you can find in most supermarkets. Got chili pepper, sea salt, and lime juice. Gives most any of your dishes a little bit of boost, so just blend that in there, finish it off. Pour this into a serving bowl.
There you have nice fresh homemade salsa using the canned tomatoes, but everything fresh lime juice, fresh lemon juice, fresh cilantro, garlic, and then spices. So a little bit of heat from the cayenne, from the jalapeno, but nice mild cilantro flavor is all throughout. Sorry if you have that genetic disposition against it, but otherwise you're gonna love this. Just can't get enough of the salsa. I've been making it for friends and family for a long time, so hope you try this at home. Promise you're gonna enjoy it, and pass it along to other friends as well. Thanks.
Next up, guacamole. I'm gonna start with my lime and lemon juice, just slicing these, getting the juice using a squeezer. The citrus of the lime and lemon will help those from browning and really bring out the flavor of the avocado. So make sure I get a lot of good, fresh lemon and lime juice. Using a serrano and a Fresno pepper. These have a little bit more heat than your standard jalapeno, but not quite as much as like a habanero. Got a nice fruity flavor. So just dicing these up, make sure again you get rid of the seeds and the piths. Those are just not quite as pleasant as the flesh. So I'm going to make sure I also sharpen my paring knife. Struggling a little bit with the tougher skin of the Fresno. But these are going to give a nice heat level. Just make sure you try it as you go. You don't want too much or too little. I'm going to mint these peppers real fine so you're not getting any big chunks in your guacamole. Kind of spreads evenly throughout. Season it all. Scrape it up and we'll set that aside. I'm using cilantro. I like to pluck my cilantro. The stems are just a little thicker, not quite as nice. Just remove all the leaves. Once you got that done, go ahead and finally mince this. Kind of more moving around was annoying me, so I switched it out for a more stable one to finish. Make sure I got a nice, real fine chop on this cilantro. onto my garlic. Just gonna chop this up real fine again. You can use a garlic press, but that's kind of cheating and it doesn't give you nice little crystals. Add a little salt as well. It'll help break down your garlic a little bit more. Just go back and forth till you get it real fine mince, and that'll incorporate well throughout your entire dish. Let's scrape this up, set it aside. Now for the onion, just want about a 1/4 cup of this, so don't need a whole lot. Just gonna mince it real small. Make sure it incorporates well throughout our guacamole. Just go back and forth until you get the size you like. And I'm gonna scrape this up, set it aside. Now for tomato, again, it's kind of same thing. You want to cut it so it's easy to use. Go down, slice it into little slices, and then we're gonna go back and forth to mince it. So pretty standard. Scoop it up, set it aside. Finally, for the most important ingredient, the avocado. Just use a knife, split it open. Use my hands to take the fruit out, but you can also use a spoon. It's more traditional. I don't mind getting a little messy. So I'm gonna go get that all nice cleaned out. And now I just throw everything together in a bowl and we'll mash it up. Start with my avocados. Next we add the tomatoes, or it doesn't really matter. Onions, minced garlic, cilantro, chili powder, cumin. It's my Tajin again, my secret extra spice. This is my chilies cut up. Finally add my juices, lemon juice, lime juice, and there we go, mash it all together. Decide to go back and use a spoon to get all the flesh of the avocado out, so maybe next time just use a spoon to begin with, a little less messy too. Just getting that last little bit, and then I'm gonna finish mixing it with a spoon. I like my guacamole nice and creamy, so mashed pretty thoroughly. Still a couple chunks here and there though, nice textural component.
So there you have it, my guacamole recipe. It's got a little bit more going on than some others. You got the Serrano and the Fresno giving that extra heat. Gotta be careful, sometimes they have a little more heat, a little less heat. These two I had a little bit more, that's why I dropped down to only half of each one. Again, that Tajin really gives that extra lift of flavor, the lime juice, the lemon juice. I promise you, this is gonna be great, and you won't regret making this. So well balanced, so much flavor. Can't go wrong.
Finally for today, queso.
Finally, we're gonna use the rest of that Serrano and Fresno pepper I had from the guacamole. You can use any sort of hot pepper you want. These are just a nice balance to your queso. Just doing a nice fine mince here.
Take my minced peppers, throw them in a pot, and get that turned on, start slowly sweating those out. At the same time, I'm gonna grab garlic. This time I'm gonna cheat and use my garlic press. Don't mind it being crushed as much. Just want to get good 5-6 cloves of garlic in this sauce. So still crush it and remove the skin first. It'll help get more of the garlic out, but just that's all you got to do there. Just keep this on stir, keep it from burning. Once you start to see it sweat down, you're going to add half a cup of milk and keep that stirring. Just get it all well incorporated. In a separate pan, I'm going to make a roux. That's just a tablespoon of flour and butter cooked together. I'll let it reach a nice golden brown. That's going to give an extra depth of flavor to the dip. I'm going to return our milk, chili, and garlic to the heat. Add the roux to it. And I'll let that sit for a little bit. Whisk it together. Next, I'm going to grate my cheese. I'm using half a pound of cheddar and pepper jack. I'm using Tillamook cheese. It's really high quality. I got it on sale though, so you can use whatever. Traditionally, I actually use American cheese, but instead making this a little more elegant. So
Tillamook it is.
Shred that until it's all ready to use. Set the pepper jack aside. Now onto the cheddar. Using pre-shredded cheese is all right, but there's usually some anti-caking agent, so I decided I didn't want those in this particular queso, but I'm just gonna go get this all nicely shredded. Try to shred it as much as you can, and at the end we're just gonna set it aside again. Gonna add your cheese to the pot and start melting it. Sorry, my video didn't take for this, but here we go. We'll see it just now. Just stir it while it melts. Just keep everything off the sides, and eventually it'll get to a nice, beautiful melted state. It's nice and melted, nice silky smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and add our seasonings: cayenne, cumin, chili powder, and Tajin. Give that a nice stir till it's all incorporated. Add half a cup of heavy cream. Just kind of thin it out, give a nice balance as well. You can always add more milk or dairy if you want it a little bit thinner. Add a cornstarch slurry if you think it needs to be a little bit thicker. Pour this into a serving container. It's ready to go. Make sure you serve it nice and warm, otherwise it'll kind of congeal and thicken up.
There we have my elegant queso using freshly grated cheese and minced garlic and peppers. Just melt it all together. Gives you a nice, creamy, silky, smooth queso. Add that extra seasoning. Again, the Tajin's gonna give that a little bit of extra boost of flavor. Hope you enjoy. Make this and share this with your friends. Give this a try. It's a great little queso right there. So there you have 3 delicious homemade chip dips. You got salsa, guacamole, and queso. If you're ever hosting a party or going to one, promise you all these will be a hit. So thanks for watching. You know, as they say, comment, like, and subscribe. Didn't want to do this, but kind of have to. Enjoy, y'all.